Startup Leadership. Module title: Start with Why. Welcome to the first module in the Startup Leadership course, Starting with Why. This is the foundational module for the Startup Leadership course. The purpose of this module is to help you as an entrepreneur acquire a sense of direction and purpose in your entrepreneurial quest. It might not always be smooth, but entrepreneurs who succeed are the ones who know the reason they got into it in the first place. This module helps to shape your thinking to think more about people and not just products. It focuses on giving them the problem-solving mindset. Let's take a look at the learning outcomes. Participants are expected to 1. Understand the importance of knowing their why. 2. Be able to articulate their why in a very captivating way. 3. Use their why as a motivating factor for them, their team members, and customers. 4. Have a clear definition of success for themselves and their startup. 5. Create a why statement for their startup. 6. Create their mission and vision statements. 7. Use the why to define the values that drive the startup as a unit. And 8. Have a clear sense of how their startup will impact people's lives beyond making money. In order to get the best of this module, you are advised to 1. Watch a TED Talk titled Start with Why by Simon Sinek. You can find the video in the attachment tab of this module. And 2. Read the book Start with Why by Simon Sinek. You can find the book on Amazon.com or any bookstore around you. Let's jump right in. The Purpose Triangle. The Purpose Triangle has 3 main components, which are the vision, the mission, and values. The purpose being at the center of them all. The vision is like the upper landing of a flight of stairs. The mission is the steps. The values are like railings on the stairs. Entrepreneurship could be very challenging. Most successful entrepreneurs will tell you it's not easy. One key thing that makes entrepreneurs stay long enough on a thing is the purpose for which they got into it in the first place. Money isn't enough to make an entrepreneur stay on one thing. Entrepreneurs who are solely motivated by money always end up moving from project to project depending on how lucrative it is at the time. Money is important in entrepreneurship. In fact, it is very important, but it's not a good enough motivation. There must be a compelling purpose for people to willingly go on this journey with you. It shouldn't just be about earning a salary. When the purpose is clear, it can then be broken down into the vision, the mission, and the values. These 3 come together to give the team a sense of direction and help to guide how things are done over time. Please note that these do not come together to form the purpose, but the purpose dictates the other 3 components. Let's take a more in-depth look at each of the components. The vision. As a leader, you must be able to help others see the future you see. They can only build it with you when they can see it. The vision is a better future state of a present reality. The vision dictates the mission. What future do you see, or what future do you desire and you are willing to work towards every day? A vision statement looks like this: to build Africa into the world's most technologically advanced continent. As you can see, it is a future state that is definitely better than the current state. The mission. Simply put, the mission statement describes what you will constantly do to achieve the vision. What key steps will you take every day to achieve that vision? A mission statement looks like this: to build young leaders who will solve the problems faced in Africa with innovation and excellence using technology. The values. Values are basic and fundamental beliefs that guide or motivate attitudes or actions. They help us to determine what is important to us. Values describe the personal qualities we choose to embody to guide our actions. The sort of person we want to be, the manner in which we treat ourselves and others, and our interaction with the world around us. They provide the general guidelines for conduct. Values in a narrow sense is that which is good, desirable, or worthwhile. Values are the motive behind purposeful action. Most organizations have values like excellence, integrity, innovation, etc. The why value. Take a close look at this diagram. The why is at the center, followed by the how and then the what. Most entrepreneurs communicate from the outside in and not inside out. Most times we are able to communicate what we do and how we do it, but we are not able to communicate why we do what we do. Let's take them one after the other. What? Every organization knows what they do. These are the products they sell or services they offer. How? Some organizations know how they do it. These are the things that make them special or set them apart from the competition. Why? Very few organizations know why they do what they do. Why is not about making money. That's a result. It's a purpose, cause, or belief. The very reason why the organization exists. Entrepreneurs must be able to communicate why they do what they do. Most times, we are focused on letting people know what we do and how we do it, but not why we do it. But people buy why you do what you do and not what you do. The value in your product or service as an entrepreneur should always be connected to your why. This is what turns your customers into fans, just like Apple computers. If your customers or users understand and know your why, they will see more value in your product or service beyond the direct benefits of the product or service. This is how to turn your customers into your fans. A good example is Apple computers. They always talk about their why such that every member of the team imbibes it without even knowing, and it reflects in all they do. Your why must become the driving force for you and everyone who will join you in the course of your startup quest. Typically, the why always remains the same, but if the why changes, everyone must know it and know why it has changed. This is what will make people want to wake up the next morning to come early to work and work till late. So why are you doing this? Are you solving a problem? Whose problem are you solving? Defining success. Just like happiness, success, they say, is local. Most people define success differently. How do you define success for your startup? Success is defined as the achievement of something that you planned to do or attempted to do. This simply means success is based on the goals you set and your achievement of those goals. Most people view success based on their own personal goals. Sometimes this makes startups drift and begin to focus on the wrong things. A proper and firm definition of success will help ensure that you stay on course no matter what the external pressures say. A student once asked a professor, "Why doesn't Apple invent a better search engine than Google or create a better electric car than Tesla? They clearly have the funds and resources." But for them, that is not a part of their goal. It is not a part of the success they have defined from the onset. You must define success early enough. Defining success also lets you know what to measure and what to track as you go. It also helps you know what opportunities to look out for and which ones to take advantage of. So, how would you define success for your startup? What does success look like? Making impact. Today, more than ever, for-profit ventures have the capability to change culture quickly and with huge impact. In less than a decade, YouTube has significantly changed how we experience education, war, and art. Twitter and Facebook have had dramatic effect on the political revolutions of 2011 and 2012. Though these new businesses didn't necessarily start with a social mission, their effects have had major impact. But in order to drive this innovation, the way businesses and non-profits measure success must catch up to the values that drive how they operate. The dynamics of the business world has changed drastically. There are more problems to be solved than there are entrepreneurs to solve them. This poses a huge opportunity for startups because money comes to problem solvers. Consumers and customers will pay for products or services that are solving their problems. This is how startups can make impact and still make profit. At the core of the drive to make impact as a startup is the ability to identify and solve huge problems in a large market. Then constantly seek better ways to make lives and our world a better place through their products and services. If a startup is impact-oriented, their chances of staying relevant and making more profit is higher than those who are only profit-oriented. Every startup founder should see their startup not just as a profit-making venture, but also as a vehicle for impact. Impact mapping. Impact mapping is a technique originally used in software development, but is now being used by many organizations to create a strategy for making maximum impact. How to create an impact map. Discuss and put in the center of a flip chart a goal you want to achieve. Satisfying SMART criteria would be great. It answers the first question, why are we doing this? What exactly are we trying to achieve? Discuss and try to answer next questions. Who will be impacted by it? Who can produce the desired effect? Who can obstruct it? Who are the consumers or users of our product? Here, we think about real groups of people, not abstract. They are referred to as actors. Discuss and try to answer next question. How should our actors' behavior change? How can they help us to achieve the goal? How can they obstruct or prevent us from succeeding? Discuss and try to answer next question. What can we do as an organization or a delivery team to deliver or support the required impacts? And the final secret ingredient. Remember that this technique shouldn't be done by a lonely warrior like a product owner. That's how to fail. This technique is a very powerful facilitation method that should be used for a rich group discussion. At least an overall product development team, but ideally more involved stakeholders. Practical deliverables. There are a few practical deliverables required for you to fully complete this course. They are: create documents answering the following questions. Why do you want to start this venture? What is the purpose? Create a purpose statement. What is your vision and mission? What values guide your startup? What problem are you trying to solve? Whose problem are you trying to solve? Why should people leave other alternatives for you? Why should people wake up every morning to come work with you on this? What does success look like? Who will it affect and how? Share this document with family, friends, and potential clients for feedback. Then use their feedback to improve on the document. Submit the final document to your instructor. We hope you've learned something in this module and look forward to having you in the next. Do have a wonderful day.